Hey everybody, it's Jeremy, and I am doing an audio commentary for one of the pages of Monday After Monday. This particular page is the final page, and I kind of wanted to get a little bit into the story itself and kind of what I'm doing and sort of a little bit about why I'm doing it even. This, the anthology project, it's genre stories. That's pure and simple. That's what it is. It's me telling horror stories, kind of science fiction stories, but these are the kinds of stories that I love and love to tell. And I think that while each of them are very personal, one of the most personal of these is the Monday After Monday. It's it's a strange time. It really is, and I felt like it was very, very important to tell stories that existed as genre, but still at the same time kind of talked about the world we're in and the way things feel right now for me. This story specifically has a definite autobiographical edge. It's about a dad and his son and a day in the life with something strange going on. And, as the story builds, as we get to this last page, you see it's something really strange going on. One of the goals that I had with this project was to tell stories that didn't really ever particularly address what the weird was. It might be aliens of some sort. It might be some sort of creatures. But, I kind of just sort of often leave it hanging. I don't really out and out address what's going on. Obviously, in the end of this one, you see that it's giant creatures of some sort, kaiju-esque monsters fighting in the background. All of these are kind of the feeling of apocalypse, of epidemic, of pandemic, but this one was a little different. But this one also was so personal in that it was a story about fatherhood and about making the most out of time. I started this, and I was as the pandemic started, we were all alone in our houses. We were sheltering in place. And I wasn't sleeping well anyway, but I very specifically was waking up at around 9:47 each morning to a strange sound. I don't know what it was really, but trash trucks, something. But it was waking me up at a very, very specific time, and it was happening every single morning. And I was going to bed later and later. I wasn't sleeping well. I was having stress dreams, all of the things. And this was happening over and over again, and so that's where that first thing, waking up to the I probably shouldn't do sound effects on my own, but they look good in the comic. So that's where that started, and then I really wanted to tell a story that felt like a lot of my interactions with my sons. I have two sons. This is a story about a dad with one son. It's not really. It's Owen and I, my 10, almost 11-year-old, but it's not. It's a story. It's a story about the end of the world by alien apocalypse. It's autobiographical, but it's still fiction, fictionalized. How about that? But I really wanted to kind of delve into the mundane thing about, the world changing and becoming a strange, weird place, and still, I don't know, making coffee and eggs. There is the element of drinking in this, and I kind of wanted to deal with that a little bit. I have friends and family that deal a lot with alcoholism and have been fighting with that specifically during this. I enjoy a drink. I don't, I think I'm doing fine. It's nothing that rules my world. But, there have been times where I've been like, I could really go for a drink at at a different time of the day. And I kind of wanted to acknowledge that a little bit here. Again, the character's not me. I don't do a lot of, scotch in my coffee in the mornings. I've enjoyed it a couple times. It's nice, but it's not really something that I identify, or is who and what I am. So we're about halfway through this. It's about an 8-minute little time lapse. We mixed the first two together. We did it in 2 parts originally to release the time lapses, but I kind of wanted to put them together for this just so that I could talk a little bit longer. You're getting to see my process here, the inking process, and you're going to see the blue lines and me going along at a crazy speed using my pens and quills and everything. I love the process that I use for this. I've been lately doing digital pencils. The reason that I do those is because I can do that anywhere. It's really sped up things a lot. The undo button's nice. The redo button's nice. I can zoom in. I'm a little worried as I'm getting older that my eyes probably aren't quite as good as they used to be. And those long hours getting closer and closer to the page and even having to wear readers a lot of the time when I would draw, kind of took their, I don't know, they felt like they were taking their toll. So being able to zoom in, being able to move the page around, it's been really nice. And I still, because I love the process of it, physically inking, I use, you can see me using a micron, like it's a 0.3 right there, creating those lines. I use those for a lot of lines that are not, that aren't organic. You're seeing me ink bricks there. And so it's kind of I still get a lot of play out of it, but it can be more of a deadline. And then earlier you saw me going in with a Crow Quill pen. That's the pen that I dip. You can see if you look in the bottom left-hand corner there, a little pot of ink that I dip into whenever I'm using the Crow Quill. That combination kind of does everything that I want to do. I kind of love that you're actually seeing me, like, even though we're going time-lapse, you're seeing me stop sometimes. I'm probably watching TV while I'm doing that. I usually watch stuff that I've watched before or, don't need to really, really focus on. A lot of bad horror or various things. But yeah, every once in a while you'll see my hand kind of hover there, and it's probably because I'm watching the screen, which is goofy. You're seeing the line widths change a lot here, and I love that. I love kind of how bold things can get. I'm using a really big, like a 1 micron here, and that's pretty intense. So we're about to wrap up on this. I'll probably do more of these. I really enjoy, kind of giving you a little bit of extra insight. Monday After Fun Monday is one of my favorite stories in this project. I'm not slowing down. I'm continuing to make these. Right now, I've drawn over 30 pages of content for this. I've written over 70 pages right now, which is getting close to that end mark. Thanks for checking this out. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being a part of this process. I appreciate it. And I hope that you stick around and continue to follow me as I do more of these short stories and bonus content. Have a great, time, night, day.